Okay, you two guys. You guys are caught eating my impatiens. So you know what happens. You gotta go over here. Alright? But you know what? If you come back next time and you follow the rules, I'll let you stay. Boink! You go right over there. Go on. There. The tillandsias love a good watering every second day, and then I leave them to drip dry, bring them back inside. It's also very therapeutic, relaxing. Yeah. Let me just step over the camera. Right. Welcome back. And today I'm going to use this basket. Take out this pumice here. There was an orchid growing in this wicker basket. It was a cutting of a cattleya. It didn't do too well, but the other ones are just fine. I got a hook on here all ready to go, and I'm going to remove all of these tillandsias, because this moss drops everywhere. And to line this basket a little bit, I have my favorite material, which is the cocoa fiber, which is the best stuff for these kind of tillandsias. I really like this. I'm going to cut some and line the inside of this basket a little bit to give them something to grip onto, although you don't really need to. But I do have a few varieties here that could do with a bit more moisture, and this kind of setup is not very practical because of the fact that some of them are going to get larger and run out of space. It's just like cutting a carpet. I've had this particular piece for quite a long time. I've used it for a lot of stuff. I've used it for, it's especially good stuff for if you want to mount an orchid instead of using peat moss. Oh, sorry, instead of using sphagnum or stuff like that. This is an alternative, actually better for orchids, I think. Alright. This is just going to give them something to grab onto and somewhere for me to shove them. So if I just put it in like that, you can see that it has lots of natural pockets in it. You can slip plants inside and between there. It just makes a neat environment for them to grow in, and to make sure it doesn't slip out all over the place. put a few zip ties. Although I don't think this is going to come out, to tell you the truth. There's no need to zip tie it in. It's not going to come out. I'm just being pedantic. Okay. So let me know what you think about this, and once I've finished, you'll see. Okay. Good thing I don't have my glasses on. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, there's one. Starting to produce an offset there too. And I don't know where I'm going to put it, so for now I'm just going to sit it in there. I don't want to tie everything in there until I've decided. Many people will use wire, like you can see here, and some people will use zip ties. It's kind of interesting. This one's kind of put its root system into the moss, although the moss makes me get a bit worried because it can harbor excessive moisture in the winter, which can rot them. But in this setup, there's no way that you can overwater it. Yeah, some people like using wire and nylon. Nylon drives me crazy because I got to peg it through the basket and then I end up losing my mind trying to do it. Another, it's kind of rooted in there a little bit. Another thing are the zip locks, which I'm going to use. This one is a little bit more demanding for water. As you can see, it's got a little curly edged there. It's still healthy. It's probably one going to go right in there. This one, these bulbous. Ooh. Look what I did. I damaged it. I damaged it. I broke a leaf off. Oops. Yes, some people want to use nylon if they got nimble fingers, dexterous fingers. For those of us that find it difficult because maybe your fingers are getting older and not as delicate, unless you put it into practice every day. See, look at these roots actually going into the moss. That's pretty cool. So then you would want to use something that's a little easier, and that's zip ties. Guess I'm going to try with zip ties, aren't I? one left up here. One left. I've had to halt watering today to do this. Yeah, once again, sphagnum moss holds water. Which I don't want it to hold water quite like that. Alright, this will be the last one. And it's already starting to get overcrowded in this setup. It might go there, that one might go in there. Something like that. Looks pretty good. Here comes the fun part. Well, not so fun. You want to fast forward, be fumbling around. This is no fun to watch. We're going to skip this scene. Get back to you when it's all completed. It would be better. Alright, let me just tidy up. Tidy up this little bit here. And then I will show you what I've put together. And I'll explain it too, in case you wanna say something. I might take the words out of your mouth. Alright. Let's just put these over here. And actually this basket here is very handy for other plants that I don't need to buy. Alright, here it is. And I use zip ties, and they are not strangling the plants, they're just holding them in there a little bit firm. And I did trim off not all of the zip tie because I might want to adjust them later. Now some of them are a little bit deeper in the basket, and that is because the previous display I had them on, some of them on the outside of the basket, and they really stick out and get caught on other plants that are hanging up in that room. And I just noticed that this is more tidy way to display them. Of course, as they grow, they will get bigger and it'll make it look proportional. At the moment it looks kind of more basket than tillandsia, but they really do like to grow in this coconut fiber. And the other great thing about the coconut fiber is if you overwater it in the cooler months, it won't hurt the tillandsias, it won't trap too much moisture. and it's nice and neat and tidy, and you can display a whole lot. And I didn't try to cut the... Oh, I just killed a mosquito that was stuck in my arm. Usually they like going for my ankles. Okay, so that one's... It's the last time it's gonna suck me. And some of them are actually very easy to grow indoors, like these bulbous ones, octopus looking ones, and then you have the more greener ones that come from a higher rainfall jungle like ones. I tried to put them in a little bit down further, so maybe they get more moisture will get trapped in there. And I didn't cut the coconut fiber to fit in perfectly. I actually deliberately cut it into a square shape, so when I push it in there, it has lots of nooks and crannies, which gives the tillandsias some of their own space. And it's in a wicker basket, and it has this hook. It's flexible wire, so I can just manipulate it with my hands. And I was glad to do that, and that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy tillandsias too. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye bye. Wow, look at this echinopsis. Just has perfect coloration. You see that mid stripe down the petal. This peg in my hand. Put the peg down. It has a lovely fragrance. Very, very soft. Soft, rosy fragrance. Well, if you know what the Queen of the Night smells like, then these also have the same smell. And a lot of buds coming. This one was, this is its second repot. Yeah, so it's been repotted twice this year because it's grown so fast. And I was surprised at the growth of this one. Morning Glory, it's called. I've got to take those pups off. And this one here. There's a bud coming. And those are the flowers. Oh. These are the flowers that flowered yesterday. You can still catch a glimpse. There's a couple of tones of pink in there. And this particular plant was one that I had found dumped, but I couldn't take the whole thing. But it was dumped in a pot. It was tipping out of its pot. It was in amongst garbage, and I just took a pup off it. That's how I got that particular one. Okay, up here we have this mammillaria, and I'll probably put the name on the screen for you, but it has got to the point where it really wants to do what it does naturally, and that's cascade down, because it actually grows on cliff walls in Mexico, and it's got a couple of terracotta pots in there to stop it from doing a nosedive. And I'm not going to repot it now, but I will repot it, and I don't have to fill it all the way up with media, and about halfway will be enough, and then this can colonize this pot. Did have another couple of blooms open on this Cetispinus, Ferrocactus Cetispinus. And that's about it for now. I'm expecting more blooms on my Echinopsis. Yeah.